Jorth Slither is an entrepreneur of Underhive Enterprise. If there is a chance to make some creds, then Jorth is never far away, though it often gets him into trouble. After being turfed out of his Guilder family, he headed off Down-Hive, looking for a good score. What he found was a corpse surrounded by goo. Without the good sense to leave the find alone, Jorth started rummaging around in the corpse's pockets. His last conscious thought was his hand closing around something slimy and warm before his brain switched off. When Jorth came to, the first thing he did was reach up to feel his head. That his right arm was now a long knot of tentacles was his first clue something was amiss. To his horror, one side of his torso had been consumed by some alien growth, twitching tentacles bursting out of his flesh like a thicket of worms. Some men might have been broken by such a turn of events. Jorth, however, saw opportunity instead of madness. It was not long before he was running Scabtown for the Black Network, joining gangs not afraid of working with a mutie and rallying the malformed against Imperial authority. Hello there, and welcome back to Wellywood Wargaming. My name is Damon, and this is the series where I give you bite-sized videos on every single Dramatis Personae, hired gun, and agent in the game of Necromunda. But before I get into this, please do like, share, subscribe. Check out the Patreon as well to keep me doing these videos, and of course, comment down below to get those algorithms popping off for me as well. Jorth Slither, really cool bit of lore there. I love the mention of goo is always fun for me. Jorth Slither is another one of those characters from the Book of Ruin or Book of Judgment, I'm not sure which, but this guy's pretty cool. Again, one of the earlier Dramatis Personae, and not a particularly good one in terms of the stats and stuff, but the lore and the possibilities of making a really cool kit bash model for this guy are awesome. So I've also made a Jorth Slither model as well, or something that resembles Jorth Slither, so I'll show you the pictures above now. But Jorth Slither, he doesn't have a model from Forge World, so feel free to go crazy and kit bash yourself one. The one that I've made was a Poxwalker with a slight head adjustment and a weapon adjustment here as well. But let's look at the stats in game. This guy has a movement of 5, a weapon skill of 3+, a ballistic skill of 5+, as well as strength and toughness of 3, 2 wounds, initiative 5 up, 2 attacks, and the mental stats of a leadership 8+, cool 6+, 9+, or willpower, and intelligence of 8+ there as well. He has an auto pistol, throwing knives, and a shock baton. Again, throwing knives in an auto pistol, not particularly great when you've got ballistic skill 5 up, but the shock baton's quite nice. Melee, parry, shock is quite nice to have. We also have backstab and true grit. Backstab is a terrible skill. True grit is a good skill. True grit reduces the amount of damage you take once you go down to your last wounds. Backstab is pretty much useless here. In fact, it's useless most of the time, if I'm honest. And in terms of war gear, this guy comes with filter plugs and low sticks just to make him even cooler. Useless bits of equipment, but just cool to have. And he's also an outlaw hired gun as well. In terms of the cost here for this guy, he is, 115 credits, so pretty affordable. And again, if you're using the Goonhammer patented bounty system, then this guy's going to crop up a lot. If you have a model for it, then absolutely, you're going to be using this guy a fair bit in your outlaw gangs. Just to reiterate though, he is an outlaw, and I believe he's in the Book of Ruin if you want to check this guy out as well. Some really nice artwork there. And I think the main thing to take away from this is the possibility of converting something up. So much like Johnny Razor, which was my last video, you also have Jorth Slither here. Both fairly cheap, not very good, but just fun additions to the game. Not much more to talk about here with Jorth Slither, I have to say. It's the main thing I think here is, just convert to your heart's content to make a really cool model that represents Jorth Slither. Would you use him as a leader in an outcast gang? Probably not. I mean, he looks, he's fairly cool. He's got more than one wound, I suppose, so he's certainly viable, but he's just not going to be very good compared to a lot of other characters that you could use, or even just the standard sort of outcast leaders, I suppose, there too. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on Jorth Slither. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out.